Welcome back to Down the Stretch for another episode of Tips from Caymanas Park. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button, share, leave a comment. These are for tips for Saturday, the 23rd of August, 2025, 10-race program. Let's get right into it. The first race, 3-year-olds and up, optional claiming 500,000 to 400,000, and native bred 6-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3, and imported 6-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2. A field of 10, going 5 furlongs round. Going to boil this down to 4. They're going to be the 2, Magical Mood, the 3, Great Trick, the 5, God of Love, and the 8, Catawba. Okay, Magical Mood, Radish Roman riding here for Tens and Chung. Last time out, back in June, at this level, going 5 furlongs straight. 4th by 4 3/4 lengths to Rosha the Warrior and Rusty. Basilicus was 3rd there. That race has run true to form. Rusty has come back to win twice. I think Rosha the Warrior has also come back to win. Before that, going 5 furlongs straight as well. 4th by 4.5 lengths to Emperor the Cat. That was at 700,000. So if Magical Mood reproduces any of those runs there, going around the bend, should have a shot at fighting it out. The only question sign is, will Magical Mood come around those bends cleanly? Hasn't been around the bend since the 20th of December 2024 when beaten by 14 lengths by Wilson. So that's the question sign here with this Magical Mood, but off of class, definitely has a shot here. The 3, Great Trick, Shane Ellis riding here for Oral Hayden. Missed the starters again last time out, was scratched at the gate. They said lame. Before that, on the 8th of June, at this level, 6.5 furlongs was 3rd by 6 lengths to Let Him Fly, and Wilson after coming out of those gates slow. 5 furlongs round, not a problem I think for Great Trick. Has a nice turn of foot when fit, and with Shane Ellis opting to ride, the morning line says 20 to 1. Still going to squeeze him here with a outside eye shot. The 5, the horse I think they're going to have to beat if the right one turns up. God of Love, Richard Shakes claiming 3 kilos here for Fitzgerald Richards. Hasn't been out since March, when at this level, going 5 furlongs straight, finishing 2nd by half a length to Rusty. As I said before, Rusty has come back and run some good races. Magical Mood was 2 lengths behind God of Love in that race. Last time at this distance, though, was back in September of last year for a million claimer, finishing 5th by 11 lengths to Rejected Raja KP Choice. If the right God of Love turns up in this event, although needing a run, this won't be a race. And the 8, Catawba, Dane Dawkins riding here for Jason DaCosta. Even money favourite last time out and threw in an absolute clinker, finished 8 by 18 lengths behind Whiskey and Justin Biden. That was at 700,000 claimer, so stepping down to 500,000 claimer now. Should be comfortable here, because his last win was at 700,000, going 6 furlongs, beating Big Jewel. Although in all fairness, that 700,000 race was pretty weak, and Catawba made all the running to win. But coming down here, 500,000, can handle it. Has Dane Dawkins decided for Jason DaCosta, and expecting Catawba to run a much better race. Drawn outside, so should flash speed early and try to circle the field so he doesn't get caught in that turn wide. Those are the 4 I think it comes down to. But if the right God of Love turns up, I don't think it will be a race. The second race, native bred 4-year-olds and up, maiden, small field of 6. They go 6.5 furlongs. And boil it down to 3. They're going to be the 1, Lucy on the Go, the 4, Hickory Slim, and the 6, Bobby Too Bad. Okay, Lucy on the Go. O'Neill Mullins riding here for Peter John Passad. Only 2 starts to date, but last time out, going 5 furlongs straight, put in a decent run, finishing 2nd by a length and a quarter to Ballistic Missile. Ballistic Missile had the lone speed there and ran away with it. Going an extra furlong and a half, plus going around the bend now. This Lucy on the Go. Her only attempt around the bend was on debut and finishing 4th by 15 lengths to Share du Jour. Valley of Love at Girlie the Butcher after coming to the gate slow. So I don't think she's going to have a problem around the bend. It's depending on how fast she comes out of these starting gates and if she's going to be in a challenging position early. The 4, Hickory Slim, highly fancied to win last time out, but was a scratch. Said lame. Aaron Satcher riding here for Donovan Phillips. The only starts recently was the 29th of June, going 7 furlongs. That race was 3rd by 2.5 lengths to Sprague. Valley of Love was 2nd there. So the distance is not going to be a problem for Hickory Slim. The only question is Hickory Slim sound? I think this is the 2nd time Hickory Slim has turned up lame before the start. So that's just the question sign. How sound is Hickory Slim? If Hickory Slim is sound, we'll definitely have a say in this event. And the 6, Bobby Too Bad. Richie Shakes claiming 3 kilos here for Robert French. Last time out, tried to make all the running, was traveling very easy. Turning for home looked the likely winner, but hit a brick wall. But if you watch my Horses to Watch video, you'd see that Bobby Too Bad bled badly in that race. I don't see it here on the farmline. They don't put that. They used to put that kind of stuff in. I don't know if it will come in the track and pool that says he bled, but on the farm online it doesn't says that. But if you watch my video, you see he clearly bled in that race. That's why he came back to such a walk. Noble Sovereign gobbled him up and won there, going 6 furlongs. So coming in here, claiming that 3 kilos, probably going to be the horse going to the front again. And if he doesn't bleed, definitely has a good shot at fighting it out. But as I said, this race is a very suspect race. It's a maiden race for 4-year-olds. So I think it's one of those 3 that should win. The third race, native bred 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 4 and imported 4-year-olds and up, non-winner of 3. 6 starters, they go 6 furlongs. I'm going to boil it down to 3. They're going to be the 2, Battle Angel, the 4, King's Crown, and the 5, the General. Okay, Battle Angel. Dick Cardenas riding here for Anthony Nunes. Last win for this horse was back in March, going 8 furlongs when running on to beat Train of Thought and Pineapple. Hasn't really put in a big run since coming to this level, but should have the pace of this class by now. Last time out was 5th by 8 3/4 lengths to Zulu Warrior. Zulu Warrior was an out-of-class horse that day, and before that was 5th by 6 lengths to stablemate Captain Sparrow. So Battle Angel, although her last win was at a mile, I don't think she'll find this distance too short, and I'm expecting a turnaround in form from this Battle Angel. The 4, the horse I think they're going to have to beat, King's Crown. Dane Dawkins riding here for Stephen Todd. 3rd by 4 lengths last time out, 5 furlongs straight to Bold Move, Miss Sherry. Before that, I'm going to throw the other race out, going 6 furlongs, when finishing 6 by 13 lengths to Florindia. Florindia was way out of class, and so too was the horse that ran second, Zulu Warrior. And King's Crown was early in that event before fading. Last win was at 6 furlongs, going winning by 6.5 lengths from Tiffany Blue, an undisclosed location. So I think definitely has the class, the pace of this class right now, this King's Crown. And I'm looking through the field and I'm seeing it looks very void of speed. And I think if Dane Dawkins put King's Crown in front, I don't think they're going to catch him. Definitely look like the horse they're going to have to beat, in my opinion. And the General, Omar Walker riding here for Gary Sobrati. Last time out, 8 by 17 lengths in that same race with Zulu Warrior going 7 furlongs. But in looking through the races that the General has run, he does seem to prefer when he runs at the shorter trips. They all used to run him going longer, but I don't think this horse really wants to go long, because he's really bred to sprint by on the mother's side, Mama Blossom. So his last win was at 6 furlong when coming out of the clouds to beat stablemate Bold Move. Bold Move come back to win. Wicked Cassie was 3rd that day. Wicked Cassie also come back to run 2 good races. That was at 6 furlongs. So at this distance now, and if settled down off the fractions and making his late run, I think General will be coming home flying once again. So definitely I think this race come down to one of those 3. I'm leaning towards King's Crown though, because I think the race is going to be void of speed. I think he can make the lead and I think he can steal it. And I think Battle Angel and the General will fight out for who will be second. The 4th race, native bred 2-year-old maiden special weight. Small field of 6, 3 furlongs straight. So these youngsters mostly American invaders. That's why I think this field is so small. We're going to boil it down to 3 horses. They're going to be the 1, Comuna Trece, the 3, Novio, and the 5, Fernando. Okay, number 1, Comuna Trece, meaning Commune 13. That's a place in Medellin, Colombia. I think the other name for that is San Javier or something like that. Okay, this horse is bred out of Maximum Security. Maximum Security was a very useful racer. Didn't turn out to be that great of a stallion though. But this one has been working well. Clive Lynch riding here for Jason DaCosta. Has some nice works coming in here, working with his stablemate, Novio. Last workout, 48 3. Pulled up in 104 2 for 5 furlongs. Before that, out the straight, 48 2. Pulled up in 104. So, working well. Expecting a good run from this Comuna Trece. Looks like the speedier one of the 2. Number 3, Novio. Novio meaning boyfriend. Robert Hallidine riding here for Jason DaCosta. Now this horse, the breeding of this horse alone, I would say this horse can't lose, but we know that's not how racing go. This horse is out of Golden Sense, whose stallion is Into Mischief, one of the most expensive stallions in the world. although Golden Sense hasn't produced a lot of good horses, but does have the pedigree. The dam is All Sanish. All Sanish is out of Curlin. Curlin is also one of the top-rated stallions in the world. So pedigree-wise, this Novio is very well bred, working decent at exercise. In the early workouts, Comuna Trace was beating Novio, but in the last couple, Novio has been spanking Comuna Trace. You see the 48 4 furlong straight pulling up in 104, and then a 47 flat pulling up in 102. So really spanked Comuna Trace in the last workout, and that was out the gates. So I didn't see the work, so I don't know who was traveling easier than who, but after workouts, I'm going to have to give the edge to Novio. And the 5, Fernando, Radish Roman riding here for Anthony Nunes, was scratched last time when supposed to run on the 2nd of August. But what was one of those that was working very well, has worked well with stablemate Duchess, who is a Ola horse, was won twice. So that's saying good for the chance here of Fernando. So if the Americans don't turn up, first time of asking, maybe Fernando can pull it off. But as I said, it comes on to one of those three. If I was just going off of breeding alone, I'd probably key the 3 horse, Novio. The 5th race, native bred 3-year-old maidens. Big field of 16, 4 furlong straight. Very tricky race. Going to boil this down to 5. They're going to be the 2, Enthusiastic. The 3, She Is My Dream. The 8, Secret Sensation. The 10, Rush of Class. And the 16, Fantastic Hedge. Okay, Enthusiastic. Radish Roman riding here for Anthony Nunes. Only 3 starts to date. 2/3 and a second last time out, going 5 furlong straight. Beaten by a Native Flyer. Not much to talk about with that one, but before that, 4 furlong straight was 3rd by 2 3/4 lengths to Global Pursuit, who came back and win, and Bubbling Warrior, who also won. And before that, when finishing 3rd by 2.5 lengths to Bangarang, Alive was 2nd that day. Alive has come back to win. So it's saying good for the chances here of this Enthusiastic. Not the best drawn on the inside, going this quick sprint, 4 furlong straight, but has speed, should have a shot in this event. The 3, She Is My Dream, Ramon Napier, claiming 2 kilos for Ian Alexander. Last time out, threw in an absolute clinker early and then faded to finish 9th by 20 lengths to Dreamer's Corner. I'm going to throw that race out. Before that was 3rd by 7 lengths to Alchemy of Soul, who's only a short head off of Secret Sensation that day after coming out of the gate slow. And on the 7th of June, going 5.5 furlongs, finished 4th by 11 lengths, beaten by Woman in Love, Duchess, and Bubbling Warrior. And was only probably 3.5 lengths off of Bubbling Warrior in that event after coming out of the gate slow. Does have some speed, and expecting another good run from this She Is My Dream. The 8, Secret Sensation, Akeem Grant, claiming 4 kilos for Carl Anderson. Went in the Jamaica Derby last time out and was beaten 59 lengths. So come back here to feel that I think the Secret Sensation can manage, being a maiden. Had 3 consecutive seconds before that Derby try. Was 2nd by 7 lengths to Alchemy of Soul, having She Is My Dream just behind. Before that was 2nd by a length to Star Quest, having Papi Uso behind. Last run over the straight course was a 5 furlong straight run, finishing 2nd by half a length to Midnight Run, having Papi Uso behind there after coming out of the gate slow. Last run over the 4 furlong straight, though, was 7 by 8 lengths to Bangarang, Alive, and Enthusiastic. But in that race, had all sort of equipment. Had the tongue tie, the figure 8, the cheek pieces. Now coming in here, just basics alone, going to give this Secret Sensation a good chance of running a very good race over the straight course, coming from off the pace. The 10, Rush of Class, Dane Dawkins for Dalton Sergio, put in a very nice run on debut on the 9th of August, going 5.5 furlongs. Tried to make all the running, but was outkicked in the stretch by Proudest Vision and Royal Maverick. Still ran well to finish 3rd by 2 lengths, carrying top weight of 126 pounds. Kept busy at the exercise, and now thrown in for a short 4 furlong straight run. Tongue tie on, first time Lasix. Did show speed on debut. Another good run expected from this Rush of Class. But oddly enough, the horse I really like in the race is going to be the 16, Fantastic Hedge. Perfectly drawn on the outside. Demar Williams will claim 3 kilos off of that 117 pounds. So coming in here with probably 110 pounds. Trained by Alfred Brown. 1 start to date. That was back on the 13th of July. Going 6 furlongs. Came out of the starting gates and then pitched. Then was asked to get close to the pace. Was 6 lengths off them at the half mile. And then fade drastically to finish last by 20 lengths to Alchemy of Soul, Secret Sensation, and She Is My Dream. Since then, though, this horse has been taken to task and has been working brilliantly. 5 furlong straight in 102.3 out the gates, the first 4 and 48.1. Last time out the gates, 5 furlong straight in 101 and 4, first 4 and 47. First time Lasix. So I'm kind of guessing this horse probably bled on debut, and they scoped this horse and said that she bled. Now getting Lasix for the first time, coming 4 furlong straight, drawn post position 16, showing speed at exercise. Morning line says 12-1. I think that's a good value for money. I'd probably take a chance, but as I said, it's a competitive race. Definitely think it's one of these 5 will win, but as I said, I like the 16, fantastic hedge. The 6th race, native bred 5 wheels on up, numbers of 4, and imported 5 wheels on up, numbers of 3. Good field of 12, going 5 furlong straight, another competitive and tricky race. I'm going to boil this down to 4. They're going to be the 2, Golden Syrup, the 5, Kismet, the 9, Bella Bella, and the 10, Uncaptured Empress. Okay, Golden Syrup, Omar Walker riding here for Nicholas Smith. Last time out over the straight course, complete turnaround of form, finishing second by 5 lengths to Whiskey, and that was a very fit Whiskey. This Golden Syrup ran against. So before that, horrible races was 10 by 30 lengths to Natural Dancer, going 7 furlongs, 11 by 18 lengths to Cosmic Force. Had a win back in March, going 6.5 furlongs, winning by 5 lengths, beating Captain Philip and Power of Her Highness. So that last run shows that Golden Syrup has been reprogrammed, came off a 1-month break and put in a very good run over the straight 5 course. So expecting a good run from this Golden Syrup. The 5, Kismet. Now Kismet, one of the fitter horses in the race. Jamar Jackson riding here for Stephen Todd. 5th by 6 lengths last time out to Princess Talisi. Before that was 2nd by 3/4 a length to Here Comes Doc, going 6 furlongs. Last run over the straight was over the 4 furlong straight, when finishing 3rd by 3 lengths to Best Daughter-in-Law. Bella Bella was 2nd in that race. Kismet came out of the gate slow. Definitely in good spirits right now, this Kismet, so definitely have to give this horse another shot at running a good race. The 9, Bella Bella. This horse came off a long rest last week and put in a big performance, closing fast in the stretch to beat the horse that I wanted to win that race. That was always right over the straight course. So Bella Bella was also one of my fancied, but she turned over my cart on me. But she comes back 1 week later. Dick Cardenas replaces Philip Parchment, going through a little bit of controversy at the moment. But this Bella Bella definitely very fit right now, and as long as she doesn't bounce, she's going to put in another big race, even though stepping up in class. Definitely has the class to do it. And the 10, Uncaptured Empress. Now, Uncaptured Empress, Radish Roman has now gone for the ride here. This horse has now been taking orders from Anthony Nunes. Last time out, 5th by 9 lengths to Lion Charmer, the Hot Dancer, Natural Dancer. Lion Charmer has gone up to overnight allowance and has run well. The Hot Dancer, I don't think this horse has come back yet. Before that, though, Uncaptured Empress was 3rd by 6 lengths to Tiger Mead at Lion Charmer. After coming to the gate slow, that's going 7.5 furlongs. They have decided now to put this Uncaptured Empress over the straight 5 course. And just like I said last week with Always Right, I think this could be a good idea for Uncaptured Empress. They have now put the tongue tie on. Lasix is on again, working brilliantly. Had a workout over the straight 5 course, 5 furlong straight in 1 minute and 4/5, the first 4 and 47. So the straight could possibly what the doctor ordered for this Uncaptured Empress. And now taking orders from Anthony Nunes, I think should fight it out. But as I said, very competitive race. I think it comes down to one of those 4. The 7th race, 3 year and up, claiming 1.5 million to 1.2 million. Small field of 6, they go 5 furlongs round, going to boil it down to 3. They're going to be the 1, Brompton Alex, the 2, Fly Blue Jet, and the 5, Midnight Flight. Number 1, Brompton Alex, Dick Cardenas has the ride here for Philip Lee. Last time out, came from way off the pace, finishing 3rd by 4 lengths to Generational and Press Conference. Came out of the gates good, was prominent, but then suddenly lost his position at the half mile and being detached. Came home under tender handlings to finish 3rd by 4 lengths. That's a big plus in my book for this Brompton Alex. Before that was had back-to-back wins, beating Prince Aman, going 5 furlongs round. Prince Aman is now in overnight allowance. And before that, beating Whiskey, who came back to win back-to-back races. So if the right Brompton Alex turns up, I think this is a walk in the park for Brompton Alex. The 2, Fly Blue Jet, Dane Dawkins riding for Gary Sobrati. Last time out, 8th by 6.5 lengths to Supernatural Power, Florindia, and Sensational Move. So, although beaten 8th, that's not a bad run behind horses of that caliber. Before that, beaten 19 lengths by GIRVANO, and the Supremacy, that was going 7 furlongs. A bit far out of the reach of Fly Blue Jet. Much more comfortable here at this range, and expecting a big run from this Fly Blue Jet. Last win was back in April when beating Lion Charmer. As I said, went up in class and is running good races. So Fly Blue Jet coming from off the pace, expecting to put in a good run. And the 5, Midnight Flight. Demar Williams will claim 3 kilos here for Byron Davis. In my opinion, I think this is the horse they might have to catch. This Midnight Flight hasn't been out since the 13th of July. Got a nice 5-week rest coming into this race. The last time out was beaten 9 3/4 lengths by Money Market, Sensational Move, and Get a Pepsi in overnight allowance. Before that was 9th by 15 lengths to Fearless Soul and Money Market and Teflon Don. So stepping down to Caymanas for the first time, in my opinion, I think is the speed horse of the event. The only reason I don't put this horse on top, because this horse, since his last run, has only cantered 1 time. So that's just the only question sign here with this Midnight Flight, but definitely has a lot of speed, and if turning up, going to be the horse to catch. But as I said, Brompton Alex, to me, looks like the horse to beat. The 8th race, native bred 3-year-old, non-winners of 2, and imported 3-year-olds on up maiden. A field of 7, they go 6.5 furlongs. Boiling this down to 3, they're going to be the 1, Brompton Boy, the 6, Prince Roy, and the 7, Enthusiasm. Okay, Brompton Boy, Radish Roman riding here for Anthony Nunes. Last time out, 7 furlongs, outclassed by H2O, but still ran well enough to finish 2nd. Before that was 4th by 11 lengths to Rocket Fire Seb. Rocket Fire Seb came back to dismantle non-winners of 4. So, after the strength of the last 2 perform. A matter of fact, going back to even the 3rd start back, went 2nd by half a length to Miss Marbella. Miss Marbella went up in class, finished a good 3rd, behind another one, and in that same race, Brompton Boy was in front of Rocket Fire Seb. A lot is in favor for Brompton Boy. The distance looks ideal. Radish Roman now in the saddle, 121 pounds, drawn 1, just has to not get bogged down early and should definitely fight this out. The 6, Prince Roy, hasn't put in a good run since changing stables and heading over Jason DaCosta, but that was in classic races going a distance of ground. In my opinion, this Prince Roy looks more of a sprinter to me. His last good run was when coming out of the gate slow and chasing home the then top-rated 3-year-old Honor Prince, only losing by 3/4 of a length, having another one behind in that race. Before that was an easy 7-length winner, going this distance, 6.5 furlongs, beating Castle Living and Perfect Affair. Settle down now. No more classic races to think about for this Prince Roy. Is looking up at exercise. The tongue tie is now on. The figure 8 has been removed. First time this horse will be running without the figure 8. Maybe that does the trick, but I think the distance is going to be more to the liking of this Prince Roy, and definitely I think will fight this out. And the 7, Enthusiasm, another horse like Prince Roy. This horse, last 2 starts, the last time out was in the Oaks. I think that distance is just way too far. Before that at 7 furlongs. Second best to our out of class looking Nuclear Jet. Before that was 2nd by a length and a half. Going 6.5 furlongs to Woman in Love. Now this Woman in Love came and ran a big race in the Oaks to finish 2nd to Linguist. So after the strength of the performance against Woman in Love, going the exact same distance with Dick Cardenas in the saddle now, going to give this Enthusiasm another shot. Small field, very competitive. Don't want to stick my neck out. I think the winner comes from one of these 3. The 9th race, the feature event. The Distinctly Irish Trophy. 3-year-olds and up, open allowance, grade 1 horses, 7 starters, 9 furlongs and 25 yards. Going to boil it down to 3. They're going to be the 2, FUNCAANDUN, the 5, GIRVANO, and the 6, BARNABY. Okay, FUNCAANDUN, Robert Halladine riding here for Jason DaCosta. Anna Hatchcock wins last time out, winner by a short head when catching Desert of Malibu, stealing home last time out. I wouldn't say FUNCAANDUN flew and caught Desert of Malibu in that race. It's more like Desert of Malibu came to a walk, because if we can say 6 furlongs was done in 1:12, the final time was 1:40. So that's 27 and 4/5 for the last quarter. So Desert of Malibu hit a brick wall in the last furlongs. FUNCAANDUN stayed on to beat her. As you can see, this Data Fact was only 2 3/4 length behind Desert of Malibu there. So she definitely came to a walk, and FUNCAANDUN capitalized on her getting tired in the stretch. Before that though, FUNCAANDUN at this distance start the pace, powered through in the stretch, and fought off Run Julie Run to win in 157. He loves two-turn races, this FUNCAANDUN. So will once again, with his fitness known, he's going to fight this out once again, even from the head of the scales, as he's one of the top-rated horses in the country. The 5, GIRVANO. Jordan Barrett here for Jason DaCosta, coming in with a mere 101 pounds. Now, this is as light as you get for a horse coming into this class, but with a horse that I think has a ton of potential. The only 3-year-old in the race. His win last time out was a very impressive win at 7.5 furlongs on the sloppy track. He looked beaten when they left the half mile. That race he looked like he was not going to get back, but he swung his way through traffic and powered away to look like an out-of-class horse, winning in a smart 133. Before that was second by 7 lengths to Ride All Day, in a race in which he was way too early for his own good against a very good Ride All Day who went up in class to open allowance and dismantled open allowance. So that's saying good for the chances here of GIRVANO, although going against the top 2 rated horses in the country. But they are giving him 25 pounds. And giving a 3-year-old with the talent and scope to improve, like GIRVANO, don't take this GIRVANO lightly. At this weight, finally getting a route race to go, a 2-turn event, which I think this GIRVANO has been begging for. This is the horse that I fancy in the event. And the 6, Barnaby, the other top-rated horse in the event. On a hat-trick of wins. Last time out, 8.5 furlongs in the Ian Levy Cup, which he won, which made him eligible for the Moutier Mile. He has his free ticket to the Moutier Mile by winning that race. Looked beaten at the top of the lane, but sprouted wings in the last 16 to catch Atomica. FUNCAANDUN was 5 lengths behind in that race, but FUNCAANDUN was coming off a break, so excuse there for FUNCAANDUN. But before that, Barnaby sprouted wings going 7.5 furlongs when coming into the stretch looking beaten, and beat Atomica there again in a smart 131. So this Barnaby definitely talented, definitely has a big heart for he's such a small horse with a massive heart. Well-bred temperature out of Giants Diva by Giants Calway. Exceptionally bred horse. Very small though in stature, but has a big late run. And even with 126 pounds, possibly the horse they're going to have to beat, even though coming off a 4-month break. Looks the real deal. So I think the race comes down to one of those 3. Depends on the dynamic. Does Mamma Mia go early and no one troubles her, and then it sets up for the closest horse chasing? Or does she go out there, Neo Star and the Blue Vinyl hook up with her, and then it sets up perfectly for a horse like Barnaby or GIRVANO? It's depending on the tactics of the race, but I'm leaning towards GIRVANO, youth, and the handicaps. The 10th and final, native bred 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2, and imported 4-year-olds and up, maiden. A field of 12, they go 7 furlongs. Boil this down to 4. The 8, Cher de Jour. The 9, the Queen Bee. The 10, Himaya. And the 11, Golden Lawyer. Okay, Cher de Jour. I recently put this horse in my horses to watch video. Last time out, going 6.5 furlongs. Didn't have the best of starts, but stayed on against out-of-class Tigray Express and Wilson. This was in for 500,000 claimers. Garvin Harris here will claim 4 kilos off of that 115 pounds. So coming in pretty light here for Louis Richards. And I'm expecting big run from this Cher de Jour coming back so quick. The 9, the Queen Bee. Clive Lynch riding here for Dale Murphy. Imported filly. One line says 12-1. Only 2 starts to date. Debut was on the 12th of April this year. Finishing beaten 16 by 24 lengths by Galloping de Velos. Came back after that in a 4 furlong straight race. Prominent early before failing to finish 6 by 12 lengths to Hail the Queen. Freshened up for this. Busy at the exercise. Nothing too flashy, but is at the exercise. That's the important part. They've taken off the blinkers. And I'm giving the Queen Bees a shot at a good price. The 10, Himaya. Good run last time out by Himaya. Made it into the 3rd spot. Beaten 7 lengths by Military Light and Never. That was going 6 furlongs. I think we'll welcome the extra furlong because before that at 6.5 furlongs came from far off the pace to finish 4th by 2.5 lengths to Solace. Shaheen Garden here claiming 4 kilos once again, so coming in extremely light for this race. And from the high power camp of Jason DaCosta, busy at exercise, Himaya is definitely coming to run. And the 11, Golden Lawyer, Radish Roman here for David Powell. Going to throw that last race out, that same race with Solace. That was going 6.5 furlongs. Was prominent early before fading. Before that, over the straight course, was 4th by 4 lengths to Design Diva and Cherry Blossom. Had a run over 6.5 furlongs, finishing 2nd by 12 lengths to Midnight Galaxy. Had Papidan behind. In that event, Papidan recently come back to win. So I don't think the distance is going to be a problem here for this Golden Lawyer. I just think that last run, just didn't put it all together. And now with the services of Radish Roman in the saddle, expecting a much, much better run from this Golden Lawyer. So as I said, very competitive race. I think it comes down to one of those 4. I might use all 4. Okay, guys, that's it for this week of racing. I hope you all have some luck. And as always, stay safe.